Good morning, afternoon, and evening viewers. Today, the boys and I will debate the ever-controversial endings to the Mass Effect trilogy.
One thing I think we can all agree on is that the overall ending to the trilogy was very unideal. I've long believed the Crucible to be a poorly executed deus ex machina. Like, are you kidding me? The blueprints to a Reaper-killing superweapon have been in the Mars archives for almost 3 decades, and no one found them until just as the Reaper invasion began.
The origins of the Reapers being the catalyst, an AI invented by the Leviathans, has never sat right with me either. As much as I adore the trilogy, it for sure felt like BioWare wrote themselves into a corner and had to make things up to fix it.
Hey, aren't we missing someone?
It seems Donald is late. Oh, hold on, he's calling me on my cell phone. Donald.
Barack, I'm here to talk about the endings. I'm just dealing with some bullshit indictment.
Right, don't worry, we got your back, bro. I'll put you on speaker.
Sleepy Joe, I hope you didn't think you'd have an easy time defending the synthesis ending with me not here.
Not at all, and Donald, I hope all goes well. They need to let my boy free. He ain't done nothing wrong.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that.
Don't worry, we'll be at each other's throats again when you tell me Destroy is the best ending.
Okay, lovebirds, back to the topic. There are technically 4 Mass Effect endings, and I think we should all go ahead and remove the obvious shit-tier one from the equation. The refusal ending is the worst possible outcome.
10,000,000%. You let the Reapers win, and you caused the deaths of all your friends and allies. Ashley, Rex, Tally, Miranda, everyone dies.
And even if it has a happy ending when the next cycle defeats the Reapers, it still leaves a sour taste in the mouth knowing that all our loved ones probably died painful and lonely deaths. I don't even want to imagine Jack or Kasumi being melted into biomass.
Refusal is only worth it just to shoot at the Star Child. Thankfully, it isn't really an ending, so we can move it aside and talk about the big 3 endings: Control, Synthesis, and Destroy. Now, it's my understanding we all conveniently favor different conclusions. Donald, I'll let you say your bit first.
Thank you, Barack. The Destroy ending is the best outcome. You completely remove the Reapers from the equation and rid the galaxy of those damned robots.
And just like that, I'm done being kind to you, Donald. The Destroy ending is only the best outcome if you hate synthetics. Killing the Geth and EDI is tantamount to mass genocide, especially if you achieve peace on Rannoch, which causes the Geth to become true individuals.
One of the core ideals of Mass Effect 3 is achieving peace and harmony between all peoples. Making peace between the Krogans and Turians, peace between the Geth and Quarians, and uniting the galaxy against the Reapers. By destroying the Reapers and all other synthetics, by extension, you spit on that ideal and prolong the chaos.
The Geth only side with you because the Reapers are a bigger threat. Who knows what could occur decades, centuries, or millennia later? The Geth seek further improvement and may one day seek improvement by taking over the entire galaxy.
That supposition, Donald. You don't know that the Geth are going to do that.
It's what happened with every other race of synthetics throughout galactic history. The Catalyst is clear about this.
And since when do we trust a word the Catalyst says?
So you say, Joe, but you're a fan of Synthesis, which the Catalyst claims is the most ideal ending.
That's because it is. Synthesis stays true to the core ideals of Mass Effect 3 by creating harmony between all species, by making everyone organic and synthetic hybrids. EDI's dialogue at the end is clear. Synthesis creates galactic peace, where everyone has access to all of the galaxy's knowledge. Wars end, disease ends, and everyone may even transcend mortality. It is truly the best end state for any society, one that we hope to reach in real life itself.
Synthesis doesn't even make sense. It's just magic. Adding Shepard's DNA to the Crucible turns everyone into organic robotic hybrids? Shepard is barely robotic themselves. Are you telling me all it takes is throwing someone with a pacemaker into the Catalyst to change the framework of the galaxy completely?
Donald, Synthesis is as much magic as Destroy is. Why would a random red wave of energy destroy the Reapers? It doesn't even blow them up. They just fall over and stop moving.
Joe, there's also the fact that Synthesis completely robs the entire galaxy of their right to choose. You, without consent, change the bodies and minds of all people. This moral problem is something that Shepard themselves will bring up to the Catalyst. It isn't our right to make such a big decision.
Now, I know I'm not hearing this from the guy who picks Control, which is even dumber than Destroy.
Control is the perfect ending because it solves both problems. By controlling the Reapers, Shepard can enforce the ideal society the galaxy needs. If the Krogan get out of hand, God Shepard can handle it. Plus, you don't have to lose anyone. EDI and the Geth both survive.
Barack, Control is just a roundabout way of robbing the galaxy of its free will. Renegade Shepard even says they'll raise an army to enforce their will on the galaxy. protecting the strong from those that oppose them.
Paragon Shepard claims there'll be a guardian protecting the many.
Whatever the hell that means, Shepard is still saying they'll impose their rule on the galaxy. At least in synthesis, everyone is free to choose what they want to do.
And how could you say control is the best ending? You're leaving the fate of the galaxy in the hands of an AI. And need I remind you, an AI is what created the Reaper cycle in the first place?
But this AI is Shepard, the person we shaped over the course of 3 games.
That thing isn't my Shepard. We have no idea what conclusions it might come to, Barack. You said yourself that if the Krogan get out of hand, God Shepard can handle it, but who's to say God Shepard won't go too far? This is exactly the kind of thinking that the Catalyst likely had as it observed the organics during the Leviathan cycle. Destroy is the best ending for creating the most amount of peace without robbing people of their free will.
Do you mean besides the free will of the synthetics in the Milky Way, Donald?
Even if I did feel sorry for the damn bots, synthetics don't matter more than organics. Our original goal was always to destroy the Reapers, to remove them from the galaxy. Synthesis and control keep the Reapers around, but in a different form.
Plans can change, Donald. When an alternative and better path is shown to us, we're free to change our minds.
Even though control was the elusive man's idea, an idea he reached while he was indoctrinated, picking control makes it clear you've fallen for the Catalyst's indoctrination.
The indoctrination theory is just that, a theory. This isn't Mythbusters, Donald. Don't bring that trash-ass idea to me.
The indoctrination theory being canonized would unironically make for an even worse ending.
Speaking of canon, we all know the Destroy ending will be canonized in Mass Effect 4 since we saw a dead Reaper.
We also have confirmation of Liara talking to a Geth, which means it can't be the Destroy ending you love so much.
A dead Reaper doesn't say much. That could be any Reaper that got shot down during the war. However, we don't see the green circuits of synthesis on Liara's face in the reveal trailer. And with the Geth around, that could only mean it's control that's canon.
That's malarkey. They could just be hiding the circuits.
That sounds like cope. Face it, even Destroy has a better chance of being canon than synthesis.
Synthesis limits itself by being the so-called cure-all to the galaxy's problems. With no more conflict in the galaxy, you can't write any additional stories. The same is true of control. There is nothing to write about with God Shepard in the galaxy. Anything that happens can be concluded with, and then the Reapers blew them up.
So you admit that Destroy doesn't actually solve any of the core issues in the galaxy.
Don't you put words in my mouth.
Admittedly, Destroy leaves more room for better storytelling, but we're not discussing which makes a better sequel. We're debating which ending is better in the context of the Mass Effect trilogy. You straight up leave the galaxy's fate up to luck. Sure, the era immediately following the Reaper War may be peaceful, but I'll give the Catalyst this much, it's right. Eventually, the future generations of the galaxy will start their own new conflicts, either between organics or against newer synthetics.
That's assuming you can trust a word the Catalyst says. We've seen AIs have the ability to lie in both EDI and Legion. What's stopping the Catalyst from lying to you about Synthesis Sleepy Joe?
Donald has a point that Control and Destroy remove the Catalyst from the equation, but in Synthesis, that thing remains, watching as the only person who can threaten it dies.
Speaking of which, Destroy is the only ending where Shepard can live. You can live happily ever after with all your friends and romance option.
Only if you have a high enough effective military score, Donald.
If you're factoring in the perfect Destroy ending, you must factor in the low effective military score outcome where you cause mass death of the entire galaxy, synthetics and organics alike. Including the whole crew of the Normandy, you even end up watching your squad get vaporized on Earth.
Low EMS Destroy is almost as bad as the refusal ending.
The fact that you have to work harder to earn the perfect Destroy ending means it's truly the best option. We all know the best things are the things you work for.
Says the guy who inherited his fortune. Besides, Shepard's living doesn't make Destroy better. Shepard's sacrifice was what the trilogy built up to, creating a more significant impact when they die to unite the galaxy.
Okay, I think we've all said our piece. If we go on any longer, we will argue in circles. I have a guest here to help us settle this debate once and for all. Let me move him into the call.
Hello, gentlemen. I heard you were trying to decide which Mass Effect ending is the best.
Holy hell. Bernard Sanders, I can't believe you found someone who's even older than Joe.
I had no idea you were a Mass Effect fan, Bernie.
Admittedly, Dragon Age is more my speed, but make no mistake, my knowledge of Mass Effect is quite expansive.
Hey, real quick, which ending do you think will be canonized in Mass Effect 4?
It could only be Destroy. The premise of the new game seems to be finding Shepard, which is only possible in Perfect Destroy, since that's the only one Shepard survives in.
Ha, told you losers.
Whatever Donald Destroy being canon doesn't make it better.
Okay, Bernie, I am a control supporter. Joe here likes synthesis, and Donald is a destroy fan. What's your take on the matter?
Have you also said refusal is the worst ending?
We got that covered.
All right, all three of these endings are morally questionable. In destroy, you kill millions of synthetics and Edie, the latter being a squad mate who has had your back for 2 entire games.
Yeah, but the robots are...
They're people, Donald, people. The Geth have self-preservation, seek knowledge and understanding, and are even capable of empathy, as seen with them preserving Rannoch for the Quarians. Control is also equally alarming. You cannot justify imposing your will on the galaxy, even if it is Shepard. No one person should have that much control.
If there's anyone in the galaxy we can trust, it's Shepard.
Sure, we can say that as the players, but there are no doubt countless individuals in the Milky Way who would not support Shepard becoming the God King of the entire galaxy. I also believe that Shepard's mind could be affected by becoming an all-knowing and all-powerful AI construct, just like the Catalyst. Shepard could conclude that the best thing is a galaxy without organics. Lastly, synthesis is sold as a cure to all conflicts, but I think that's, as Joe would put it, a bunch of malarkey. There's no reason why being organic-synthetic hybrids would end the conflict. Are you telling me that guys like Erdnot Reeve, Arya Tlok, and Balak the Batarian will become good guys just because they're part robot? It's nonsense.
Okay, Bernie, where is this leading? You're repeating our arguments, but what else is there?
Let me be clear about the true ending of the Mass Effect trilogy. You and your friends win the Reaper War and gather on the Citadel, and after a battle with your clone and Agent Brooks, you have a great party, enjoying one final hurrah with all your friends in the Milky Way.
You're saying that you disregard the outcome of Priority Earth and call the Citadel DLC the actual ending?
That's just headcanon, Bernie. It's not the real ending.
Tell that to the happy ending mod. Besides, it might be headcanon, but it's better than bickering like a bunch of Zoomers trying to power scale anime characters in TikTok comments. Everyone loves the Citadel DLC, and everyone hates the ending to the Mass Effect trilogy. I believe it would be best for all of us to think the trilogy we all love so much ended with a bang rather than a whimper.
That's an interesting way of looking at this, Bernie.
No wonder so many people like this guy, despite being a 2-time primary loser.
At least I didn't catch COVID, Donald.
Whatever, heart attack, man.
Is this what it looks like when Donald and I argue, Barack?
Pretty much. Anyway, I don't think we're going to conclude the argument here. Let's leave it up to the folks in the comments. Which end is better? Destroy, synthesis, or control?
Or maybe there's something wrong with you and you like refusal.
I'm telling you, the Citadel DLC is your best friend.
All right, packing it up for now, gentlemen.
Thank you for having me, Barack.
Hey, Joe, if things go south for me, you got a pardon on the way, right?
What was that, Donald? I can't hear you. I'm going through a tunnel. You're breaking up.
Bastard.